Yeah, that's right. They're already teasing a season 2. They're
Well,
already teasing a season 2. Do you know what that means, though, guys? If they're going to do a season 2, do you know what? I'm gonna be able to buy this.
yeah, your Celica.
Well, I'm sure they're not going to do just a season 2. They're going to do a season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
8. They're going to do all the stuff that they want to do, and they can keep doing it as long as Kathleen Kennedy is pushing for it, as long as someone there is pushing for it, and as long as Bob Iger is there and the current board is there to protect him from the shareholders, so that he can reign over Disney like a dictator for life, because that's what he is with the current board.
Yeah. Well, I thought we'd take a look because this is an interview, because they haven't told her to shut up. She's doing interviews again, like I said at the beginning of today's show, guys. Amazing that they haven't told her to shut up, because again, what's happening? Harvey Weinstein. There's a certain case happening. Who worked for Harvey Weinstein?
She did.
Leslie Headland. She was the personal assistant who clearly knew everything, obviously, allegedly.
Yeah.
My opinion, don't sue me. But you obviously did, so you don't want discovery. But she's doing an interview, so let's take a look. And this stuff just breaks canon anyway. Nick will know all about this. It breaks canon, doesn't it, straight away? Because what did they say in The Phantom Menace about the Sith never being around for how long?
Oh yeah, like 1,000
millennium, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1,000 years.
Yep.
This is set 100 years before Phantom Menace.
Yep.
So it says this, jumping into Star Wars, the trailer does have a great tease of what the series is about, because it's like a teaser trailer, essentially. How much did you work with Disney on marketing, and how much is it sort of them saying to you, here's the trailer? Look at the narcissism here. Weirdly, I was very wary, of course, of being like, oh my God, I'm going to make some trailer. I was nervous. I had given them a couple of ideas, and I was like, here are some things that I think are interesting. Here are some moments that I think were important narratively to get in there. And then they sent me something back that was perfect. I was absolutely shocked. I guess I shouldn't say that because they're my boss, but I was so in love with what they sent me, and I felt so understood by that.
Yeah, talk about her feelings. That resonates with modern audiences. She felt seen and she felt understood, and all this other commie jargon.
But also, like, who cares what she thinks? Who cares if she feels understood? It's a trailer.
Yeah.
What? They understood the show, and they understood what to pick out in order to properly set up the series, and also give you just enough that you weren't giving too much away. Anyway.
Yeah, in other words, all the negative impression that we have is entirely justified. That is what we're saying here. All the stuff that we dislike about the trailer, we're going to dislike about the show.
Well, this second bit was hilarious. So she's asked, is the series more Andor or more Mandalorian? Now, you guys will probably have equally as confused responses as I did to this. So she says, I think it's in between. I think it's very much in between Andor and The Mandalorian, meaning it's a serialized storyline. It's not episodic. There's an overarching story that's told over the course of 8 episodes. What do you mean? How is it in between Andor and Mandalorian? Because it's a serialized storyline that isn't episodic.
All those were.
What? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's a mystery thriller, meaning each episode you have to watch in order to get more information. What? Like Mandalorian and Andor? And start to get invested. I found with Andor, it really built into something that was exciting and had this incredible payoff at the end. We're definitely trying to do something similar narratively, and you'll fail. But I would say, in terms of the more Mandalorian aspect of it, there are a lot of alien references. Check this out. A lot of Clone War references. How? Clone Wars haven't happened. How are you referencing something that doesn't happen yet?
Yeah.
A lot of original trilogy references. How?
That seems uniquely ridiculous, because that means it must be like some visual stuff and foreshadowing that even if you're watching it, that's just gonna pull you out of it.
Yeah. Well, like they might have like a Hammerhead dude walking around or something, or
God.
I can't remember that species' actual name, but they might have like visual things from that era to be like, hey, remember this from the prequels or the
Maybe we'll visit that water planet from episode 2 where the clones were made or something. That's my prediction.
Camino.
Yeah, Camino.
Yeah.
Yep.
Camino, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
it says,
the
basically all the stuff that I love about Star Wars and think are recognizable, but no post-Empire or current Empire iconography, no stormtroopers. We don't have anything to rely on that anchors you in the Star Wars Skywalker saga or post-Skywalker saga, right? It doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, well, that's
Anyway, check this out, because this will Nick, you'll be furious about this. In the trailer, there's a line: "Someone is killing Jedi." It doesn't make sense. What can you tease about that line? Now, listen to this, Nick. Listen carefully. Well, I think it's really difficult to defeat a Jedi. It doesn't make any sense. Who can do that? Who would be more powerful? Who would be powerful enough to kill a Jedi, especially at the height of their power? And I would consider this to be the height of their power, because in the Phantom Menace, they're not sensing the Sith presence to the point where they don't know what Palpatine's presence is doing or even what his intentions are. So I would say, as you move further back, I think you get the Jedi at the height of their power. So it doesn't make sense, because who would be able to do that? Just retcon and stuff. That's a retcon, isn't it?
Oh, jeez.
You couldn't sense Emperor Palpatine because he was like the ultimate Sith.
Yeah, he was clouding the Jedi's vision. That they were clueless. He was the most powerful Sith.
Well, now he's not.
Yeah,
It's that he just wasn't up against strong Jedi.
This just reminds me of her statement of when she's saying, "I want people like on the writing team and all that don't know anything about Star Wars." Because I don't want them to have to feel like they need to keep things in line with canon or any of that stuff that came before it. So yeah, it's stupid. This show's
Right.
going to be trash. All the people involved with the show are, I mean, it's a complete joke.
Got more stuff to annoy you with. There's more. There's more. There's a line in the teaser trailer. This is about power and who's allowed to use it. What would you like to say about that? What do you reckon, Nick? What do you reckon about that line? This is about power and who's able to use it. What do you reckon that's about?
I mean, no clue.
Wow. Andre, you'll love this as well.
Yeah, well, I already did a video about it. We know exactly what it is about, but carry on. Let's see what she has to say to her defense.
I've always seen... Oh, no, there's no defense. I've always seen Star Wars as... Well, I wouldn't say all of Star Wars. I think Star Wars is really complicated. But I think one of the themes of Star Wars is usually underdog versus institutional threat.
Oh,
right?
Jeez.
That's one aspect of it. And to me, in that particular era, the Jedi are not a threat at all. They're a benevolent, balanced, I think, well-intentioned, beautiful institution that has amassed an enormous amount of power. So the question becomes, is it right for an institution to have that much power? I think that sometimes people get a little caught up in the morality of, oh, the good people can use power and the bad people can't. And it's more about who's allowed to amass power and who's allowed to use it for their own ends. There's
Here
more.
we go.
What if you are force sensitive and you don't want to become a Jedi? What happens then? Are you not allowed to utilize your power? George would say that it fades without training. But is there no training going on at all? Retconning George Lucas now. In the whole galaxy, no one has figured out a way to do that beyond the Jedi. Obviously, we know that the Sith are still doing the rule of two at this point. So there's a training aspect going on in that sense. You have Force witches, similar to Night Sisters, who are training each other. We know that. There are no Night Sisters.
Kathleen Kennedy invention, might add.
Mate, honestly. But we just know that there are different factions, and even in the EU and in the High Republic, there's talk of forced cults that have decided to retreat from society. And now I'm getting too nerdy. But anyway, point is, institutions allowed to amass that amount of power, even if their intentions are good. That's it. That's the quote.
The message.
What do you reckon?
I mean the bad guys in the show are probably going to be wearing red MAGA hats or something. That's what I'm expecting to see. I mean, this institutionalized, and then if they're born with this, I mean, do they have the right to choose? Which just goes into more trans crap with kids and stuff. It's just I don't like this seems like a whole lot of messaging. Like all these comments and statements, I'm seeing it from all different directions of all different kinds of modern day politicized nonsense crap. And that's probably what
there's more. This isn't it. There's more.
Oh, I'm sure.
Why do they all light up their lightsabers? I think what I could say about that without spoiling anything is that when I was thinking about Jedi in this particular era, I thought that they wouldn't pull out their lightsabers very often in this era. Why wouldn't they? There aren't battle droids to fight. What do you mean? Why would they not pull out their lightsaber? There isn't a dark saber, so
I mean,
is there
any bad guys for them to fight?
But it's definitely not. Well, apparently not. So why would they pull out their lightsabers? They'd only pull out their lightsabers if they felt like they were being threatened. Oh, fuck this woman. And so what I can say is that in that moment, they're very threatened when they pull them out.
Yeah, they're feeling very unsafe. Note the coded language. That's only for when they feel unsafe. That's what she's saying.
And last but not least, each episode is about 30 minutes long. So they're going to, with credits, they're going to be barely 30 minutes.
Well, that is something we who have to watch this should be very happy about, because that's less time we have to spend on it. I mean,
yes,
you'll get closer to your new car without having to waste any more time than necessary suffering through watching it.
Ladies and gents, help me buy a 1975 Toyota Celica.
It would be better. Actually, Disney would be better off if they had just bought you that car right away and just take a write-off on that and not make the series. The Star Wars brand would honestly be better off for it.
Yep.
God, honestly. And we've got some super chats coming in about that. So Gareth Webb, oh boy, the Acolyte, cancelled Disney Plus. Immortal Ramus, more Star Wars Acolyte. Sam Neill, Event Horizon, Yell. Palpatine could blank himself out in the Force. Also, the Coruscant Temple was built on an old Sith shrine that aided Pelps. Nerd done. And we got one from Metallica fan. It says, wow, Acolyte sounds Star Trek Discovery bad. Yeah. Leslie Headland has apparently super chatted for $1. You saw that on my screen just there. It says, you guys are just jealous of my huge brain. We are sorry. We bow before your
intellect,
incredible intellect. That's why your forehead is clearly so large. Final thoughts on Star Wars: The Acolyte, guys. What do you reckon?
F this show, but I'm gonna have fun with it. And I saw somebody in the chat talking about don't hate watch. I agree. We guys, let us hate watch, and you guys watch our reviews, and you guys don't watch this crap. Don't waste your time on it. We that's our job to do. That's our job is to waste our time on this crap, not yours.
Exactly. Because if we watch it and then you watch our reviews, I'll be able to buy toys.
Exactly.
And I would also agree with that. That you know what, the best thing that everyone can do with Star Wars right now is let go. Don't
Yeah.
watch this stuff. Yeah, leave it to us professionals who do this for a living. We'll give you the summaries, we'll give you our takes. That's really all you need. You do not need to give Disney your view on this.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Don't
And
bother.
just let go. Like, it's not worthy getting worked up about. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a Star Wars fan and you feel hurt by this, now it's time to let go. And
Have fun with
just
it,
say,
like we're gonna do.
yeah, like decide, like, what's your head canon. Pick the stuff from Legends that you like, pick the movies that you like, pick the animated series you like. That's your head canon. That's Star Wars for you. All the other parody that's coming out right now, just accept it's not Star Wars and just laugh at it for what it is, and we'll help you with that.
Agreed with all of that.
Yep.
Olaf, our fantastic moderator, super chatted at $3. Says 8 episodes of 30 minutes, so 20 minutes without credits. Sounds like a movie cut into 8 pieces, like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And if we're fair, that's what most of the Disney Plus series have been. It's basically the editor's cuts of movies before, like, because most movies, they start out with like a 3-hour editor's cut before that's trimmed down to a 2-hour director's cut, and then it's trimmed down to a 1 hour 45-minute studio cut that typically gets released in theaters. All of these Disney series have kind of been like that. It's that editor's cut that was never meant to be seen by anyone, just split up into like eight episodes or something.
Yeah.
And most of them might have been worthwhile if you had cut them down to an hour 45-minute movie.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. I think that's enough Star Wars for today. I think that's enough.